Okay guys, like I have mentioned before, I didn't start out as a marketer, all right? I actually started out as a software developer, and it was quite a journey to even become a marketer and become good at the craft. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys one of the secrets that took me from complete zero as a marketer to becoming a much better copywriter and marketer. And I'm also going to reveal the one copywriting legend that I think his work probably had the biggest impact on my copywriting skill. And so the story of how I actually came up in marketing, when I started out in my professional life, I was actually a software developer, just coding away. As I've mentioned, I was working on like backend development, and I did do later on. I did do quite a bit of front end development as well. But at some point, I just kind of wanted to launch my own products. And as a software developer, it was natural for me to launch, software, um, launch websites, launch web apps, and try to get people to use them. But the one key roadblock I kept running into was that no matter how good a product I created, I just couldn't get anybody interested in using the product. And that was such a big challenge for me because, like, you might put tens of hours, if not hundreds of hours, developing a software. But if nobody uses it, you're stuck, right? And so I actually got into marketing. And in marketing, I was a complete zero, complete noob, starting from scratch, right? I didn't know what a funnel was. I didn't know what a sales page was. I couldn't tell you what a sales script was. And, it was really a learning curve. But something happened when I got into copywriting, and copywriting is this persuasive type of writing to get people to take action. Something you need if you want to get people to try your product, whether that product is a website, a web application, whether it's a software, or maybe you're selling goods in an e-commerce store, or even if you're selling info products, like I do these days. Like, I have a book that I wrote not so long ago that I'm actually launching, and I'm doing a series of videos actually showing how I'm, marketing that book. So if you're selling an info product, copywriting will help you as well. Now, the secret that really helped me become a much better copywriter over time was there happened to be all these copywriting legends that have gone in the past. I'm talking people like Cloud Hopkins, people like David Ogilvy, people like Gary Bencivenga. There's a lot. There's a lot, and I have to be careful to choose like who do I pick, right? Like there's Joel Cabot. There's there's a lot of legends out there. And what I actually did was I started studying the work of the legends. That's what I'm getting at. Certain of them, might be ranked higher than others. Like, you get into the nitty gritty of these things. So there's a lot to unpack there. But find the legends in the copywriting field and actually begin to study their work. And what this did for me, guys, is it was bananas, right? Like, I didn't know squat about copywriting when I began. And by studying these legends, by studying the masters, I suddenly became the new whiz kid of copywriting, like almost literally overnight. Of course, it took me time. But one key practice was actually writing out some of their sales copy word for word. That had a big impact on me. I didn't want to do it in the beginning because, like, it takes a lot of time. Like, to write out a complete sales letter might be, let's say it's like 5,000 words. Who really wants to sit down on a Saturday afternoon and just write out 5,000 words? Like, I didn't want to do it when I began, but this was some of the stuff that literally made the biggest difference, right? And now I'm gonna review like the #1 copywriter whose work had a big impact on me and who I recommend the most if you want to study a master and a legend was Gary Halbert. Okay, Gary Halbert was an American copywriter, and he, didn't start out as a copywriter. He started out doing other things, and he went through a really hard time to even become a successful copywriter because he kept writing these promotions to sell his own products, and they never worked, right? Until finally he managed to crack the code through his own personal study. And so when you read his work, you can see like he infuses a lot of personality into this, and he's a very creative writer. He's very witty, very humorous, very smart. And he might be the first to say that he's got all the energy of a weasel on amphetamines. A weasel doing drugs basically. But that's not because he was doing drugs, by the way. It's just a witty saying that he has. So anyhow, I really liked Gary Halbert's copywriting. It's funny, it's smart, and it sells, right? Like he went on to sell billions and billions of products for himself and for his customers. So that studying these legends is really how I became a much better copywriter and a much better product marketer, to where I finally developed my own formula for creating 7-figure product launches, and it's called the 7-figure product launches process, right? Like it's my own method, because what you discover as you go along this thing is after a while you kind of have some preferences for, okay, when I launch a product, I want to do X, I don't want to do Y. You might say, for example, I want to do YouTube organic, but I don't want to go on Instagram, or I don't want to go on Pinterest. And there might be gurus out there that say, hey, you gotta be on Pinterest, but when you craft your own process, you might discover you've optimized it in a way where you don't need the other stuff, but you do need some other stuff. And so that's my process. It's a simple 12-step program that anybody can use to launch pretty much any kind of product. I've joked in the past that it should work to launch even a car. Like if you were launching a car brand like Tesla, or even a big space thing like Elon Musk and his SpaceX. I'd like to believe that my 7-figure product launches process would work even in those cases where it's some out of the ordinary product that's like a big product. My process is simple, it's straightforward. A one-man startup can use it, and probably like a 10,000 person company could use it, although they'll probably mango it and overcomplicate it. But the nice thing is I created this for me. I created this to help other people that are exactly like me and some other bigger businesses out there. But this works for the really, really small business owner that just wants a simple, straightforward process to launch their product. And so you can check out my YouTube channel for more details on the 7-figure product launches system. And you can also grab some of my free resources to help you with your product sales. The links will be in the description.